Hey YouTube, Big Joey here, and this is to paigehope, watching your video, Children and Religion Abuse. No, I agree that you can't you shouldn't push religion on children. I don't practice, so my daughter's not baptized, which, much to the chagrin of my mother. Um, but we don't practice. I grew up Catholic, but you know, I don't practice. But anyway, to get to the point, now that's fine. You think it's child abuse to push religion, whether it be whatever you said, Catholic, Buddhist, anything. Uh, in the same sense, are you gonna tell your child that religion is wrong and there is no God, and are you gonna have, so is your kid gonna go to school and be the kid that's there is no God when there's a kid that believes in God? Because it's fine to let your child grow up and choose his or her own path. Now, but you can do it almost without even realizing that you're doing it, because kids hear everything you say, and kids are sponges, and that's why a lot of these kids. I'm not sticking up for any parents or anything like that. Now, but if a parent is like really religious and they go to church and stuff, some kids will just pick that up. Just because the kid's religious, it's not because maybe the parents force feeding it. Which maybe it is, maybe that is the case, but it doesn't mean that the parents are force feeding it. It just means that the parents were brought up going to church. They're bringing their child up going to church. Um, Maybe they're not like you have to be, a good Christian and stuff. Maybe they are going to let the child choose its own path. But if they go to church every Sunday, of course they're going to bring their child with them. Because, see, I have a child, and if I was a churchgoer, that's one of those things you do as a family. Like, we like to go to breakfast on Sunday morning. I'm not working. We go to breakfast on Sunday morning. We do it as a family. And it's like, when you get married and you have a child, you're like your own little group. You're like all one person. And, I understand that once the child grows up, he or she starts to do their own things when they're teenagers and stuff like that. But man, when you have like I have a 3-year-old, when you have like a little child, it's like it's you, your wife, and your baby, and it's like it's you guys against the world. It's just like when you have your alone family time, it's just so if that's what they choose to do with their family time, go to breakfast and go to church. Um you can't really put that down. Okay, so they believe in whatever they want to believe. Everybody has a right to believe in anything they want. They bring their child to church, it's because they go to church. What are they going to do? They're not going to leave the child at home at 3 years old. Like I said, I don't go, but I look at it from all angles as I watch videos, and this is what I see in your video. They're not going to, at 3 years old, they're not going to drop a kid off at the babysitter because they don't want to infect the baby with the beliefs that they already have. Now, just because you don't believe doesn't mean somebody else can't. You see what I'm saying? Now, I know what you're talking about, and I saw the video of the little boy who says he used to be homosexual and all that, and I know that that's what you're talking about. People like that. Now, I hear what you're saying in that sense, but to get back to my point, when you have a kid, if you have a kid, your beliefs are atheist, I believe. So your beliefs are atheist. So the baby or the child's going to grow up hearing you talk about being an atheist. Now, most likely, your child's going to follow in your footsteps at least until that kid's in late teens into 20s. Does that mean you're force feeding the kid? Does that mean that you're child abuse because you are instilling your beliefs in your own child? Doesn't everybody have a right to instill their beliefs in their child, whether you agree with the beliefs or not? I don't know. It's a good video. I agree with you. I do agree with that you shouldn't. I mean, if the kid doesn't want to go to church when the kid's like 5 or 6 and is like, I don't want to go, then yeah, maybe you start making some decisions then. But as far as people bringing their kids to church, it's only because that's what their parents did with them. They brought them to church, and a lot of generations. I don't know about your family, but I know that when I was a kid, I went to church on Sundays with my grandparents and stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I made my own choice to not keep going. And sure, my grandmother, when I was like 12 or whatever, my grandmother would be like, oh, you should go to church, you should go to church. I don't consider that child abuse. I love my grandmother, and she didn't make me go. She used to try to get me to go, but she would never like quote from the Bible or anything like that. She wasn't like that. She wouldn't she wouldn't judge my life and tell me I'm going to hell. She knew that, like, when I got a little older that I was, like, partying and stuff and, maybe smoking weed. And she knew that, but she was never like, you're going to go to hell or, like, premarital sex. Like, she never, like, I don't know. I hope you get something out of this video. I don't know how long I'm going to leave it posted because basically it's for you. Yeah, have a good night.